Welcome to an epic superhero cake collaboration. In this video, you're going to see how to make the most beautiful Wonder Woman mermaid doll cake. At the end of this video, click on over to see Batman by Janie's Sweets, Captain America by Love Some Sweets, Venom by Rosie's Dessert Spot, The Black Panther by More Cake, Yes Ma'am, superhero cookie sandwiches by Very Cherry Cakes, and a mystery cake from Epic Confections and Lovely Baker. I'm going to share with you a very unique way to make a doll cake. One way to make a base for your mermaid cake is with a 6-inch cake cut in half and then laid on its side. Color some buttercream in various blues and greens, and then use a spoon or a spatula to cover the cake. You can then add some white on the crests of the waves. It looks really cool. And then bubbles can be made with little dragées. The cake developed as I went. I wasn't sure what to do on the side there. I ended up just smushing down that top border because I like that fact that it looks like one giant wave. And more bubbles. This is just a regular Barbie doll. And you can just trace the body to create the costume. We're going to do a Gumpaste costume. Remember that the gum paste can stretch a little bit, and you're going to use, for a Wonder Woman doll, you're going to want red, yellow, and blue. This is for the tail that I'm going to make, and I'm putting Tylose powder in here. You want to put a little bit of Tylose powder in the fondant if you're using fondant, just so that it dries harder and faster. The red is for the bodice or the top, and that's cornstarch underneath, which you can, I'm making a mess here with it, but I should have my apron on. The cornstarch does help to keep it from sticking to the surface. And you'll need to just kind of play around with that a little bit to get it just right. Once you're satisfied, just get some water, put a little bit onto the doll, just not too much, and then place the gum paste piece over it, and you can just kind of work it around. You may need to trim it. Because her legs were separate, I needed to kind of bring them together. So I used tape for that. You may not have to do that, it just depends on your doll. This is just straight fondant, I didn't put any Tylose in this one. And you just want to thin that out and make it wide enough to fit around the doll. The excess in the back actually is not a bad thing because that became part of her fins. To make the tail, you want to take a piece of the gum paste or the fondant with Tylose, and just roll out a little bit of it at the end there. It looks kind of like a manatee at this point, a manatee's tail. Just cut that in half and press them out. I do have a full tutorial on this, and I'll link to that as well. Then just mark the fins a little bit and cut the edges just a little bit until you're happy with the way it looks. And then you want to put it aside to dry. If you want it to have some kind of a shape, like I wanted it to look like there was some movement, so you can just put some piece of fondant under there and let it dry that way. To make the trim for the top of the costume, just trace over the bodice or top part of the costume. Whoa, she looks good. To make abs, of course you have to have abs on a Wonder Woman doll. Just use whatever tool you have to kind of press into the fondant. And then for the crown, it's really simple, just a little triangular piece stuck right on there. I hope this video inspired you in some way to make a doll cake of your own or a mermaid cake. And don't forget to check out all my teammates' videos. They are amazing. If you like my videos, subscribe and ring the bell.